Hello people of the interwebs, and a brand new season has just begun. Kaladesh has just landed on Magic Duels, so we've got some sweet new gameplay to show you guys. We are showing off a white weenie today. If you want to check out the deck, that is in the deck tech video that should be on the link on the screen now. And for everyone else, we're going to go off and play some games. Here we go guys, with the first game of the season. Starting hand is 2 planes, Selfless Spirit, Thalia's Lieutenant, Bygone Bishop, Angel of Invention, and Always Watching. This is an easy keepable hand. I do like this, especially being on the play here. We've got a couple of plays that we can make. We can make the Selfless Spirit or the Thalia's Lieutenant. Though Thalia's Lieutenant loses some value here, purely because of we have no other humans in our hand. If we had humans, then probably Thalia's Lieutenant comes to play. We drew a Thalia and we'll play the Selfless Spirit here, getting ourselves a 2-1 with flying in the early game is going to help us win more games in the long run. Plus the fact that we can sacrifice the Selfless Spirit to protect our other creatures from any sort of damage or destroy effects, which is pretty awesome. Our opponent did play a Forsaken Sanctuary on their turn and follows it up with a Plains and plays a Lone Rider, which is a pretty decent card. With that card being played, I would say that my opponent is probably more likely playing black-white life gain. So my plays now are going to be based purely on that deck and that assumption. So what I think here is going to be the best play will probably be to play Thalia, but not as of yet. But we will attack and go in for 2, put our opponent on 18, and then we will play Thalia on our second main phase. Now the reason why I say Thalia is going to be better is because it will help our opponent not be as aggressive as us, and plus with the Selfless Spirit we are narrowing down the removal spells that our opponent can use to Grasp the Darkness, that sort of thing. And as you can see, the Lone Rider here will flip over when he has 3 or more life, and it turns into a nasty creature when it flips over. So that's why I assume that. A Grasp the Darkness leaves our opponent's hand and kills Thalia and comes attacking at us for 1. We're going to go down to 19 here, so our life totals are pretty much even at the moment. Probably see what we draw, see what the play will be. So we do draw a collective effort, that's absolutely fine. I think here I want the Always Watching, as my opponent did not develop their board, so I can play something like Always Watching and attack and be able to block, because we are making it very narrow for our opponent to have so many answers. And we don't mind taking 4 if he has a way of giving himself 3 life on this turn. Plays a Isolated Chapel, and we shall see what else he has up his sleeve. We see a Child of Night, which is a 2-1 creature with lifelink, and a second Child of Night, so he is creating a favourable board for himself. We are a slight bit behind on board position at the moment, but we can sort of try and mitigate that. So in this position here, I think we will just attack for free in the air and put our opponent on 13 life. And then I think on our second main phase we will play the Bygone Bishop, as we need to play a little bit more defensive than we normally would be. And because of the board state, that is reason why I am making that sort of call. If the opponent was to attack in this position, I think the blocking strategy would be, I think maybe we take 4, or there's another play where we could block the Bygone Bishop with the 1-1 or the 3-2. No, what am I saying? I would block the Selfless Spirit with the 1-1, and then the Bygone Bishop would block one of the 3-2s, and therefore creating a good position for us, because we would take 2 overall, but you know, he may gain the 4, but the creature is not going to be flipped over. So see if he wants to attack in this position. I don't think he will. He may come attacking if he has some sort of pump spell in his hand, but apart from that I don't see him attacking. So there was no attack. We do see an abundant maw, so we will lose 3 life. He will gain 3 life and the 4/4 will get turned over. So it'll become a 4/4, sorry, not the 4/4 will get turned over. So in this position here, I think the best play is going to be the collective effort. I don't think I can get it out the way I want it, so I can't give it +1/+1 and kill the creature. I don't think I can. I don't think there's a way of doing that. I'm not 100% sure. I think, let me have a look at what other stuff we have in our hand here. So what is he's a 2-drop, so no, we can't do that play. So I think we give up on a little bit of damage here, and we'll just attack for 6 in this position, put our opponent on 10, and then on our second main phase we can make the collective effort play. So yeah, we've hit for 6, put him on 10, and then we will cast collective effort for the destroy and the +1/+1, and we will destroy the 6/4, destroy the 6/4, and give myself the +1/+1, and we'll tap the Selfless Spirit down to do that. Now the reason why I did that is so I create yet again a more favourable defensive decision here. He's not going to be attacking with the 4/4 without having any sort of backup, or the 2/1 without having any kind of backup. So we are really narrowing down what our opponent can have, and they would be trading 2 cards for 1. So we are creating a slightly favourable board state for ourselves. Let's see what our opponent wants to do here. Seems to be wanting to waste down the clock a little bit. Cast a reprisal and targets the Selfless Spirit. Usually I would just let this die, but on this occasion I am going to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit, give the Bygone Bishop indestructible until end of turn, and see if he wants to still attack in this position. So he does not, which is absolutely fine. Does he do anything else apart from that? Plays a land and passes the turn back. That's absolutely fine. So I think what we will do is we will attack for 4 here and get in for that 4 in the air. And then I think we have a choice. We could play the Angel, but I prefer to play the Hanama Captain and the Thalia's Lieutenant, because in case he has a Languish that could blow us out, I'd rather have the clue tokens. And I've just realised I played that in the wrong order. I should have played the Thalia's Lieutenant first and then played the Captain second, because then the Thalia's Lieutenant would have been bigger. What a silly move. And our opponent leaves the game, so we are going to pick up the easy gold and pick up an easy victory. On to game 2 for you guys. This hand is a mulligan. Next hand is 2 planes, Knight of the White Orchid, Selfless Spirit, Bygone Bishop, Thalia and Decoration in Stone. Absolutely perfect keep. We can play the planes here. We'll probably lead out with the Selfless Spirit, as if we don't draw into a land, we can always try and catch up with Knight of the White Orchid. Her opponent played an Evolving Wild, went for a Forest, not much else. So our turn 2, we didn't draw into a land on turn 2, so we'll just play the Selfless Spirit and have the same almost board position as game 1, where we are being aggressive and having the backup plan for any sort of removal our opponent might play. Plays an Evolving Wild again, so they do have a little bit of a slow start by the looks of things. So we're going to see if we can draw into a land on our next turn. Goes for a wastes and plays a Oath of Nissa. So see what they want to do. They get a Reclamation Sage. From that, that's absolutely fine. We didn't draw into a land, but we did get a Council's Lieutenant, which is cool. So we will attack for 2 in the air here and put our opponent on 18. We will play the Council's Lieutenant on now and give ourselves a good board position. Hopefully our opponent will play a land, which they do, which is great. So we'll see what they want to do. They play a Ruin Wake, so they get a Plains and it will go into play tapped because they control a wastes. I'm not too sure if I'm playing against Super Friends. We did just draw a Plains, so we can be a little bit cheeky here and go to 4 land on our next turn. We're going to get the Renown on the Council's Lieutenant. So what we want to do here is we want to play the Knight of the White Orchid, so we get the extra land, and then we'll put that extra land into play tapped, and we'll also play another Plains, and that puts us on 4 mana for the next turn, which is a good position to be in. Our opponent plays another Plains and plays an Oblivion Strike, targeting the Council's Lieutenant, and not much we can do about that. It is an exile creature, so it doesn't destroy it, which gets around the whole Selfless Spirit thing. Do draw a Blessed Alliance, which is pretty nice. We will attack with the guys, get in for 4 damage and put our opponent on 10. Probably play the Bygone Bishop in this position. It seems like a very good play, and then we can always follow up with Failure if needed. And our opponent plays an Oblivion Summer, which is absolutely fine. They get 3 Plains off us. Nice. Okay, well we will go ahead and we will exile the Oblivion Summer. We'll Decoration in Stone it, and then we'll drop a land and play Always Watching. It will leave our opponent on 1 life, and hopefully they will not turn around the game whilst they're on 1 life. They do have a lot of mana, and that is pretty scary, but if they can't do much with that mana, then they are dead. So we are going to put them on 1 life and pass the turn back to them. They do have 2, 4, 6, I think I count 8 Reclamation Sage, destroying the Always Watching, which is fine. That's cool. Pull some Marata. I'm guessing getting back Oblivion Strike. Might be a bit late though for that. Goes for an Evolving Wilds. Finds a black land. We get a Plains. We will attack in the air and on the ground. Just all out Alpha Strike here. No need to worry about anything really. He may block none of White and Night Orchid, which he does. That's absolutely fine. Put our opponent down to 3. Play Failure, get a Clue token. Hopefully they do not blow us out in this next move. We're kind of hopeful that no sort of Languish effect will happen. That is the worst card that we could possibly want to see. They do have access to 10 mana, so they do have access to a lot of mana here. See what they want to do with that 10 mana. They do have Oblivion Strike in their hands. They go for Obnixus. Okay. And they draw a card and lose a life. I'm guessing they were looking for Planar Outburst or Languish in that one. We will use the clue token to draw us a card, and we get Angel of Invention, and I think we'll cast the Angel of Invention and we'll make some extra guys, as it doesn't really matter, and we will attack for the win. Attack him, and that will be game 2 for us. Excellent. Second win, we're at 2-0. On to game 3, and we are on the draw. So we've got 3 planes, a Council's Lieutenant, a Flagship, Collective Effort, and a Gideon. This is absolutely fine to keep in this position. We are a little bit behind on where we want to be, but we'll see what we draw. We draw an Expedition Envoy, so we can cast that on turn 1 and get in for certain damage on turn 2, and hopefully our opponent will not play anything on their turn 2 to get in the way of the Expedition Envoy. Plays a Forest and casts a Primal Druid. That's perfectly fine. Possibly he could be playing Bant and Merge, so if he is playing Bant and Merge, we could probably get him for 2 damage here and push through, because he will probably want to keep that creature back. So it's a good way of finding out what he is playing. So with that block there, that would tell me that he's not playing Bant and Merge. So we'll play the planes and we'll play the Council's Lieutenant. So if our opponent does not develop their board, we can then get in for at least 2 damage. Plays a red mana, so there plays a mountain, and I hope that means he's playing Naya, which is rather interesting. We will attack for 4 here. There's no need to play anything else, just get him for 4 here, and we will only hit our opponent for 2 because he is bound to block with the Primal Druid. Probably the Council's Lieutenant would be the block here. And on our second main phase, we will play the Captain and play a Plains, and then follow it up the following turn with Gideon. So we are in a good position here. Plays another Mountain, casts Radiant Flames, so that will wipe out everything and he will get an extra land. What land is he going to go for? He goes and gets a Forest from his deck. That doesn't really change our play. We can still go for the Gideon on this turn. So we will cast Gideon. I don't know why I'm trying to cast Collective Effort, don't ask me that. And I will make a 2/2 creature, or create a 2/2 creature. And then pass the turn over to our opponent. See what they want to do on their next turn. They are currently up to 5 lands here. Play a Forest, and what else do they have? They seem to be taking their sweet time, taking their turn. Play a Chandra, and then they're going to +1 to exile the top card. They're going to choose not to cast it and do Gideon 2 damage. I'm not too sure on how much of a wise play that was, but we will make Gideon into a 5/5 creature, and we will cast Collective Effort as well, and we will just go for the +1/+1, so therefore we can get in for a bit more damage. And we will send, I think we'll probably send both, just in case there's some sort of trickery going on. Anything like anything you know, that might cause me concern, but that deals with Chandra. That's absolutely fine. Plays a Fire Temper, so Gideon is going to die, and that wipes Gideon out of the game. We draw a captain, a militia captain. So we will cast a Selfless Spirit and attack for 3. Probably play the militia captain on this turn as well, on main phase 2. So we are in a good position if he has another Radiant Flames, because we can protect against that. Plays an Evolving Wilds, tries to cast a Galvanic Bombardment on a 2/2. We will sacrifice the Selfless Spirit and give it indestructible until end of turn. Therefore both creatures will stay around for a bit more longer. Gets rid of the Evolving Wilds and gets a mountain. And we shall attack again for 5 damage this time. Put our opponent on 10. And then we shall cast the Sky Sovereign Council Flagship, so then we can get in for some more damage, and in this game a bit more quicker. So he is on a 2-turn clock with this board state as it is. Cast a 7/6 with trample and hexproof. That's perfectly fine. We will crew the Sky Sovereign, and we will tap down the creature token, so we can get in for 6 damage here in the air. And that will get him for that. So he has 1 turn to turn this around, and we will play Thalia and pass the turn back to our opponent. Now we are playing a little bit dangerous, because if he does have another Radiant Flames, we are putting ourselves in a bad position. But I am hoping that he will not get a Radiant Flames. Plays an Oath of Nissa and goes and finds nothing. That's surprising. Okay. He leaves the game early, so we will pick up the easy gold and the easy 3-0 victory for the White Weenie deck. Okay guys, if you like this sort of content, remember to give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.